Hi there. Welcome to Kenig's Corner. I almost had to hesitate there because it used to be the Pesky Paul Show. And as I said in my last show, because of a technical glitch, thanks YouTube, we had to change. And so we're back, but as Kenig's Corner, which is okay because Tony Canigliaro, who it's the inspiration of Kenig's Corner, was my hero when I was a young boy. He was a young kid that started for the Red Sox from Boston, started at 19. By age 20, he was the American League home run champ. And by age 22, he was hitting the head. And while he came back for a couple of seasons, he never really recovered and he died a young man. And speaking of dying, not a good segue, really, we're going to talk about the American League because the American League has been really pathetic up to this point. We're 40 games in, which is about 25% of the season. And there are only four teams in the American League that have a winning record, and two of them are barely over 500. So far, Tampa Bay has the best record in the American League, followed closely by the Yankees. Tampa Bay plays baseball the way baseball should be played. That's the way I coached when I coached American Legion baseball, wait for it, 50 years ago. But they run, they hit, they suicide squeeze, they steal bases, they get timely hitting. They're just a beautiful baseball team to watch. I think over the course of 162 games, the Yankees' superior talent from their payroll will win out and they'll finish ahead of Tampa. But Tampa, they have the best manager and they really know how to play baseball. I give them a lot of credit. The rest of the American League baseball, not so much. In the American League Central, you have the Cleveland Indians, a game or two over 500. They're the leader in the clubhouse. Uh, the Tigers have lost Screwball, and without him, they're just not a good baseball team. Red Sox have beat them 5 out of 6, and the Red Sox aren't a good baseball team. And then in the West, the Oakland A's are in first place there. Now, I love their lineup, but they're sorely lacking in the starting pitching category. Their lineup has got a lot of young stars to be. The first six hitters are very, very good, but you still got to have frontline pitching, and they'll see what they can do to get by with that. But that's what the American League looks like right now. Toronto, the American League defending champions, have barely a better record than the Red Sox. They're chased between the two for last place, or next to last place in the American League. So not good. Uh, and That's where we're standing in the American League. The National League is far superior. The Yankees, who just got swept by Milwaukee, Milwaukee's in the National League Central. Every team in the division has a winning record. That's incredible. The National League in the West, the Padres are actually ahead of the Dodgers. And I'm going to talk about the Dodgers in just a second. And then in the East, the Atlanta Braves have rebounded from their disastrous season last year to be in first place right now. And there doesn't seem to be a lot of competition for them in that division. Let's see what Philadelphia can get their act together. They've already fired their manager, like the Red Sox fired theirs. So we'll see. But That's the way it's looking right now. It's somewhat embarrassing for the American League to be this bad. In the National League, I mentioned something about the Dodgers. When I coached Legion, there was a team, East Springfield, who was phenomenal. It was a great program coached by a legendary coach, Howie Burns. And they lifted up the rest of the league because they were so good. If you wanted to play with them, you had to be good too. And I think that's what's missing a little bit in the American League. The Dodgers have forced the other teams in the National League. If you want to get by the Dodgers, you've got to have a good club, and you've got to sign pitching. You've got to sign hitting. You got to be balanced, and that's what's happened in the National League. In the American League, not so much. So I give the Dodgers a little bit of the credit, and I think they'll be the team to beat in the long run in the National League. Uh, so that's what we're looking at today here, May the 12th. And I will be back a little bit later. I told you I'm going to be doing a show on a segment of the Boston media that I think has to be taken to task. It starts with Michael Holley's attack on Roman Anthony, and we're going to get to that. Once again, I'm Jerry. If you like the show, give it a like, give it a subscribe, and it'll help the algorithm, and we'll be able to do even more. So that's our show for today, or for right now, anyway. Talk to you soon.